Okay, let's give Aspect a call. Find him from the server. And we'll do a little voice call. Good morning, Aspect. How's it going?
Doing good. How about you?
Yeah, doing pretty well. Thanks for taking the time today. I've got the interview live streaming to Twitch, which I think you and I agreed you're comfortable with.
Yeah, perfectly.
Today our background is the wonderful spaceship, space station. So, welcome to space.
Thank you.
So yeah, Aspect, go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself.
Just like about myself or like how I got into rank, basically.
Well, we can start with like who you are, and then how you get into Among Us, and then ranked.
Well, I'm just a guy who like just got into like Among Us from playing baseball. I started playing in like August of probably last year, and that's when like my season ended. And then my friend Saigo, he used to be a ranked moderator in the community, but he retired, and he showed me a little bit more about the community, and that's how I got into it, basically.
Is
Me
that the
and
guy,
Saigo-
Dregs of Society? He's still around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And a little bit myself. I'm 17. I'm what's called my I kind I'm going into broadcasting.
Hey, nice. That's actually very similar
That's
to
one
Tom Dog,
thing.
by the way. He's also interested in being like a sports broadcaster.
I've always dreamed of doing that for my entire life because I've known stats for like everything baseball, hockey related mostly.
Awesome, awesome.
That's my main goal in life.
That's really cool. I think actually, why don't you consider casting for the tournament this coming weekend?
I wouldn't mind actually. It would just be. It would be practice. I would
Definitely,
really love that.
it's good work experience, right? And you still have like
Yeah,
5 days to set up your stream overlays and get some practice. Like, yeah, I think it'd be great to have you on the team.
it'd be awesome.
The only downside is it will prevent you from playing the tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean that's something I kind of really want to do.
Right,
For a
right.
lot of people.
The alternative is you could always, you know, cast if you get voted off in some elimination round.
Okay, yeah, like if I get eliminated, then I'll really take the suggestion of commentating the rest of
Sweet.
the tournament. That'd be
Plus, if you live stream your own game, you can also do some commentary on that. There's
yeah.
talk of a prize for the best streamer as well, so you can practice sort of your radio host voice.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
actually awesome.
cool.
I think
Plus,
I know who the best streamer is gonna be already.
and who's that?
think I think it's gonna be the Defiant.
Defiant.
Well,
Uh,
that's the Gooder.
The Gouda. I'll have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, yeah, he's a funny streamer. I
A
love
vouch
that.
for Gouda. So this is 50-50 between Aspect and Gouda for best streamer. All right, so then yeah, that was how you got into Among Us. Tell me, what do you think of Purple Server?
I think it's a great rank community, but it's been very toxic lately, with everyone caring about their MMR so much. I mean, I'm including myself. I've been toxic a lot as well,
Sure,
but
we've all been there.
yeah, but that's I used to be like a really like really nice person. I still kind of am, but I just have had personal issues where I've gotten like bad anger and stuff like that. But I've learned to control that myself with other issues.
Yeah, and how
So
important do you think that is? The
very
toxicity.
important.
Great, and what do you think we should do about it?
Uh, I think that we should like tell players like instead of saying like get good or like learn like how to like play the game or whatever is to like VOD review them and coach them and like
Nice.
so they get scared away.
Love it. Did you check out the recent coaching videos? There's one by Pryor, another one by XYZZ.
I checked the XYZ one. I never watched the prior one though.
Yeah, you should check out Pryor's. It's got a lot of sort of very mechanical tips. XYZZ, a lot of principles, and Pryor's is a very sort of step by step exactly what your pathing should be to be a safe crewmate with high survivability.
I never watched Priors yet, but I already assume that's gonna be a really good video because
Yep.
Prior's always been a mechanical player,
Yep.
and he's always voted like, not emotionally. He's always voted off logic and not like emotional votes.
Yep. And he gives a lot of good tips about like what tasks to do and in which rounds to do them. Like never do water jug in the middle of the round, for example. And if you're a good enough crew and you're doing water jug in the middle of the round, you're probably imp. Like there's many things you can do once you sort of assess people as being coached to a certain level. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I agree with.
all of this aside, that's all sort of crewmate focused, and I think we wanted to talk a bit about imp. Is that correct?
Yeah. I talk a lot about imp. Like last season, my imp wasn't very good. I was just kind of like dead. But this season it turned out really good because I started like not like stressing out so much and just playing first or first and second and just giving out info and lying about timing and just
Lying about
I just
timing
try to make.
is so good. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like this one imp game a couple days ago, I was imp with a Vito, and there was three people on vitals, and they didn't say any timing at all, and I said I lied about the timing, got my teammate cleared, and I got two crew voted, and then I killed Rocker, another person like near the rock, and I got another crew voted, and I won the game.
Rocker near the rock. Well, you said someone else near the rock, but awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Have you thought about sort of like commentating your imp games as demonstration videos?
I should start doing that actually because I was Jack the Ripper like half this entire season,
Yeah.
but
So I commentate
yeah.
my imp games, but they're not particularly good. Whereas you know a little bit more about imp, so I think it'd be really cool to see your games commentated.
Yeah, I'll take that more into consideration
Totally.
because it
And
wasn't the best gameplay. Because I've always I play on mobile. I don't ever play on computer.
I see,
So
I see. That makes it a bit harder.
yeah,
Cool. So what is like your favorite strat as imp?
my favorite strat what about like first or second?
Let's go with first. That's the flashy roll.
First dim, I always just try to get kills off cooldown, and depending on my team it is, I might either take it really slow or I kill right off cooldown and get right to office because I know my teammate will clear me.
Cool.
My favorite in teammates to have is probably Swift. Take in consideration because he's one of the like greatest second imps to have in the server right now.
Nice.
Swift, XYZ.
Yep.
I like getting imp with Abdu because Abdu and Aces and Rocker because
Yep.
they just like to kill. And sometimes we go for like 5 kills in one round.
That's
And I
awesome.
really enjoy it.
That's so satisfying, right? Just like slashing.
And my favorite kills, obviously, probably Speci Hallway and like Death Note or
top
like
top hallway or
sometimes I
bottom
do,
hallway? Like what specie hallway
uh,
do you think is superior?
I think top hallway, honestly.
Yeah. The best is
And there's
like the decontamination opens and then you kill them just before decon shots you get out of decon.
Oh
And
yeah,
the
that's
body's trapped
perfect.
in decon.
And there's like kills like there's some kills like some people like think of like it's a really bad kill, but sometimes it can be like really good at the same time. Like there's kills that I've gotten where I just killed behind a crewmate and I sat on cams and they
Yeah.
didn't think I killed the body. Like I
Exactly.
do
This
like
is a
really.
this is a common ploy. You kill and then you just sit on cams because there's an excuse if you were a crewmate in that situation, you wouldn't see that part of the map, so the kill would have happened behind you. So you look pretty innocent there.
Yeah, and by example, there's also a kill I've gotten outside of comms, and I just sat on download, and they didn't think I didn't get the kill, and they voted off two crew because of this, because of what I did, which is very rare that would
Nice.
happen.
So with the cams one in
Yeah.
particular, like one sort of hesitation I have on that strat is that now you're sort of compelled to give cams info.
That's like a big issue, but I mean, if you just kill and you sit on cams, you just have to say like clears and like some people that are not clear. Like imagine if like a person in O2 probably got the kill and you start sussing him and just saying all the people in office, or if you see anyone in office and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So if you give like 1 or 2 clears, you probably sound crew. That's probably what I'd do
Yeah,
too.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you think about putting yourself in a 3-way clear?
Putting myself in the three-way clear.
You know what I mean? Like you,
Depend.
you get a kill and then you run in and you see 2 people and you're like, oh, these 2 are clear and so am I. But you just imply you yourself are clear.
I mean, I love those. In turning like depending who the crewmates are, but if I'm making a good lobby, then one of them might not clear me, and they'll just say, "Where do you come from?" But I try to put myself in three-way clears a lot.
Yeah.
So people get sus, like especially with my in partner.
Uh,
If I could get my both
Yes,
me
you,
and my
your imp
teammates
partner, and
clear.
then some poor crew who's on a task, and then you claim it's a 3-way clear. That's
Yeah,
that's like there's no
uh,
better threesome.
if you get put in a three-way clear round one, you're really set up to rest of the game.
Yeah, man.
Because including your M teammate, you can be paired round one, and you could just pair every single round and win
Yep.
the game.
Because now you've been in a 3-way clear, so you look clear, and you can actually kill the third person. You can always just
Yeah.
talk about listen to dead crew, like claim that they said something. Like you can claim that they hard vouched for the 3-way clear after they're dead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Smart.
There's some players who don't trust like three-way clears because of the certain player who's the crewmate
Sure.
in the
And the
situation.
better you are as
Like,
imp, the less that they trust what you say.
yeah, exactly. Like this one player, his name is Atem, named Brushy Pigeon. He's like a season one player, but he hasn't been like the greatest, but uh, everyone thought I got a kill outside of weapons, and everyone was scared that got put in the four-way clear in office when I didn't get the kill, and they kept on questioning it because of I don't even know, honestly.
Awesome. That's great, man. So, what are some of the ways that you escape sus? Like, how do you unsus yourself when you're being accused in a meeting?
Unsus myself.
Yeah.
I try and push like other like statement. I try to push other like statements like is this group like a pair, or like
Hmm.
how is this person paired, or like even if I get like if I get hard sus, then I'll just like defend myself. Like I could talk my way out of things, but there's also ways where I just cannot defend myself and I just get
Yeah.
voted. But
Yep.
try to get push the most crews possible if I get
Yep.
voted.
Totally. And do you do that by hard accusing them, or just like questioning their movement, or like what's your favorite
I hard
question?
accuse them.
You hard accuse
I hard
them.
accuse them.
Yeah. Put yourself in a
Yeah.
50-50 if you're gonna go down like sinking ship style.
Yeah, exactly.
Take down a crew with you. Never give up. Never surrender.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, cool. So excited for the tournament?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the tournament. Here to prove that I can be I'm still a good player. I had a prime 2 seasons ago. I mean, it's in purple, but like a lot of people think like purple is like it's not like the most like competitive ranked server. Obviously, there's other ranked servers like that were like way more competitive, like Nutters and like MMR and like Polaris. I think purple is like more competitive than some of those like Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
Just like because all the players from all the different servers combined into one, and it just if you get like a certain lobby with all those players from different servers, it just stacked, and it'll always be ruins every single day.
Yeah, and how do you feel about that?
I love crewins. I honestly do. I love getting crew and I love getting imp because I love solving the game, like using my brain to find who the imposters are and people's metas and whatnot.
And then does it feel better or worse to get an imp win in a lobby like that?
It feels better to get an input in that lobby because of how many good players, how many good players you left alive that you won the game because of those like good players could possibly miss clearing you. Like
Yeah.
I love those type of ones.
Yeah. Do you find that when you win, do people congratulate you or do they flame each other?
They flame each other a lot. There's some cases where if I got like 3 kills in one round, or like 3 kills on 7, then it's just like really good input in.
Hmm.
Like me and XYZ, I got this Davey guy voted on like not or on 9, and we quad killed, and then everyone just respected the input and just went next. But a lot of people end up flaming each other right after the game starts. It's
Yeah.
just so common.
So like, who are some people that you see that never flame?
Never flame.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm. Probably, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see very many, but I know Rocker is one of them
Mm.
because Rocker is kind of a real wholesome guy. You,
Mm-hmm.
uh, hmm. Let me think of other players.
We're going with hard clears here. Who's definitely
Rocker.
crew here?
Oh, yeah, I think Ness is one of them as well.
Ness is indeed
Rocker.
one, right? So I can pull up the
Ness
the
is
confirmed crew
one.
list here. We have
All right.
uh, Emily, Ness, Faisal, Sean, Korn.
Sean is one of them. I love playing with Sean. He's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite players to play with.
Yep. So what would it take to get more Sean's in the server?
Just better like attitude and like attitudes towards the community. That's what I think. Like, I don't think like it could. I just don't know how a way to solve the toxicity because there's always been toxicity in ranked like in ranked games all the time.
Sure.
Like I've came from Call of Duty and like Fortnite
Oh
and
man,
Rocket.
those first-person shooters are full of toxicity. So
Like I yeah
my
I've
my
always played
wife's
competitive
my wife's friend
ranked.
says that her husband will flame strangers on the internet, and that makes her lose respect for him.
So I could see that. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do that in
Yeah,
Fortnite.
I've been there too. I've done that as well. Even when I get tilted now, I start getting angry at people, and it's hard to resist, right?
Yeah, it really is, honestly. I really try and control it, but sometimes I just cannot like control it. But I do everything I can to.
You know what, Aspect? Because you are having that growth mindset and you sort of acknowledge your limitations, I think you're already more than halfway there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very cool.
And just it's like something like I don't really want to like disclose and everything, but like there's like a lot of like things that happened last year, like that just made me like it kind of made me better as a person, but
Yeah,
I had a lot of like traumatizing like things that happened in my life last year, so that may be one of the reasons
totally.
why
You
I've
maybe
gotten.
gained some more perspective around what really matters in life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm living in a better like environment now
Yeah,
with my mom and grandparents around me to support me,
more wholesome
and
people, right? Like you become more like the people you
exactly,
hang out with.
exactly.
That's great. I'm really glad to hear it. Well, I can say that I'd be more than happy to see you in any lobby that I play in.
I love playing with you, Bricknick. You're a
Yeah,
very wholesome person,
likewise. So yeah,
and
I look forward to your tips. Like maybe if you could write some of them down. Like the video is cool, and like you mentioned, commentating your own videos as well as sort of demonstration. And if you want to go next level, like maybe offer to review other people's VODs and give them tips.
that's what I really want to take in consideration. But I don't think they'll implement the coaching system, which I would love if they did.
Sure. And
But
I mean, they is just the existing staff, yeah? It can always be unofficial. You can always just like set up some parallel server and be like, this is the Among Us coaching server.
yeah, I would take that, but I feel like if they did it in purple, I find it would just be better. But
Yeah, I mean, I
the
suggested it. I put it in feedback,
the
and then they
staff
were
in
like,
purple are not like no pleasing to a
so
lot of
I think
players.
they may have had legitimate reasons for pushing back on a formal coaching system, given that it's a lot of work for them. They have to moderate the coaching. The attitudes of the good players tend to be largely toxic, so there's going to be a lot of resistance. Like, how are you going to even recruit wholesome coaches? Because a coach is a very others-oriented person. They're sacrificing their time to help someone else get better. Whereas the way that most people's values lie on this server are that they don't care about others and that they want their own MMR to go up.
Exactly.
So
I feel like it.
yeah, given
Like
that
I like
landscape,
honestly, like,
it's
my suggestion in coaches, like
yeah,
I think like Igo Saitama would be a good coach.
Totally. So here's the thing, right? Like you could always like round up all the people that you think are candidate coaches, and then sort of put a proposal just to them, and say like, hey, would you be willing to sort of create a little tutoring community and help people out?
All right, yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do then, because like I've always put suggestions, and half the time they either like don't respond or just like say no.
Right, because from their
Mostly all.
perspective, it's extra work, and they already have a ton of work. Like moderating this server with 230,000 people on it is already a very large
Challenge.
amount of work. Yeah, and so much slips through the cracks. Like it's very difficult to scale up to how many lobbies are on purple.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, man, yeah, I think the coaching's a great idea. I'm more than happy to help out as well. So if you want to either be a coach or sort of like a coach organizer or something like that, yeah,
I'd
count me
love to
in.
be a coach.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be a coach, you could be a TV show host slash caster. Like there are many ways you can take your career forward here. GG's. Okay, is there anything else that you feel you'd like to sort of say on stream?
Uh, just I mean, maybe a couple tips on crewmate.
Yeah.
Honestly, like listening to dead crewmates, like good dead crewmates, is probably like the best thing like to ever like do, because some people intentionally don't listen to dead crew and they end up losing the game because of they don't listen to other players' info, or
Mm-hmm.
they're just focusing on their info and like
Yep.
their metas and whatnot.
Yeah, everyone loves to talk, right?
Exactly. That's like the most important thing I think for crew is to listen to dead crew.
Right, and the operative word is listen. And then not only do you have to listen, you also have to remember what they said.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you're sussing somebody and then that person says like you're bad at the game, then like I don't know, that's just, like not like
Not
relevant at all.
helpful. It's not related to the game. I think it's borderline outside game info.
Yeah, I also find it and as well, if you're crew and you're not certain on a player being cleared, don't clear that person. No, assume he's clear.
Yeah,
There's
exactly. It's
players
throwing a
who
little
think
bit.
that imagine like somebody is like killed with weapons and that person's like in the lab and they've been there for like 10 seconds, or like if the body's like older than like 10 seconds, like don't clear that person if they're not 100% clear. That's
For real.
how people lose games.
Totally. Yeah, like missed clears.
Example,
And it's like
people,
so hard if you are the only one not clear to try
yeah.
to convince the crew that there was a miss clear. It usually never works out.
I actually the only time I only did that was example there was a kill in bottom one two and I fixed left reactor. Everyone got cleared besides me, and I said that there was a misclear and there was a three-way clear in office, and I said that the one person who I think got the kill actually got the kill and got miscleared by a crewmate, and I said to vote him out next.
That's great, man.
And
I mean, rescuing that type of situation is like next level crew play.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, other crew. I don't really have any other tips on crewmates. Just if you want to be a good crewmate, give timing, admin info, uh, get like efficient clears. Yeah,
So
pretty much just
what are some of your
be
tips for people who are brand new to ranks? Because when I think back to when I was new to the game, there were all sorts of things that were scary, like getting admin info or reading door logs on Mirror and so on. So what are some of your top tips for getting comfortable in your first few games?
few games. My first few games. Let me think. It's a very hard one because like I played rank like so long ago, and I remember I used to always go to vitals even when I didn't even play ranked. I always go to office to learn like how like timing and the admin table info. Like that's how I learned all of that
Hmm.
from playing in rank. Because before I was just like very shaky and I wasn't very solid and I couldn't remember those things.
Yep, yep.
But I would always go to office and just learn like how like people's positions on the map and on admin, and just saying like who I think is clear,
Yep.
and yeah, basically.
So I'll point out why those are good tips. by staying in office, you are not going to die on Death Node or at Third Water Wheel or at Gas Task or these other terrible places where it's really hard to find the body, and you will learn how to read admin. And Vitals is so easy. Like, you literally just see that someone dies, and then you keep a countdown going for how old the body is.
Yeah, that's how I learned all that timing. And
Yeah.
I've learned a lot of like my in play from like two certain players actually back in season one of Purple Among Us. Sago and this guy named Winter, which is he's banned now. But I learned a lot from them off crewmate and just the way like they talk
Yeah.
and how they give info. Like even on 10, it's very important in the meeting, right? Because I've learned of it from that Sago in Winter, like based off like who is most likely like to call like a certain Sapo based off where people are on the admin table.
Right. Yeah, so you can sort of
And
meta people.
in my imp, I got a lot of like imp play because Rocker was Jack the Ripper for almost 3 seasons in a row,
Wow.
I think. And I learned a lot from Rocker just off like he just kills people and if he has a good teammate then he has
Yeah.
a really high chance of winning in the game.
So
back
Rocker's
then.
pretty much like the born first imp type of deal.
Yeah, basically. I
Cool.
learned a lot from him. He showed me a lot of like VOD review and everything.
That's great. I
Too
mean,
bad Walker is not like it's not like in his prime or anything because he always gets voted on 10.
yeah.
I'm one of the players to get voted on 10 because I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Well, I think it's great that you're sort of like praising Rocker for what he's done really well, even if people sort of give him a hard time now. I think he's done a
lot
lot
of
to
people give
establish.
him a hard time, but
Yeah,
every time I always joke around with him because I've always been good friends with him. But a lot of people give him a hard time for being a really bad player
totally.
and
So,
whatnot.
Aspect, we have a viewer question. Someone from this Twitch stream wants to know, why do you supposedly or allegedly DM people during the game?
I don't necessarily ever DM people. I never DM until like that one day where I responded to that certain player. I admitted to it yesterday.
Hmm.
I responded to a crewmate who was hard accusing me on 7 during a VOD. I admitted to that. That was the first time I ever did that.
I
And I
see.
admitted to it yesterday. I screen shared my entire computer already to a lot of players.
Right. Was it just
Everything.
like a lapse in judgment, or like what led you to make that
Because the
action?
last minute judgment, that certain player was the person who actually DM'd me. I never DM'd him first.
Right, and then it's
So
sort of like, oh, I
it's just
guess
a
I have to
very
realize
like
not to respond.
misunderstanding. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just
I can see how that happens, you
it's
know?
just very unfortunate. I
Yeah.
take that punishment completely. That's my fault.
I mean, way to own it. That's
I've
good,
never,
right? Like, this is the best thing to
I've
do.
never like, yeah.
When you mess up, like, just own your mistake and commit to being better forward. Like, that's very
I
mature.
messed up and I take the full on punishment for it, and that's why people think that like that oh I'm a DM or I'm like the worst player ever or I'm the best player worst player ever and whatnot.
Yeah, but see, they're,
Like
they're
this
just
one,
flaming. They're just, like, being immature. Like, the fact that you're saying you made a mistake, you own it. Like, that's setting a great example.
yeah. Like 2 seasons ago, this one player who thinks I DM'd with that certain player for like my entire career, he got banned for the entire season, and I finished second place in the entire season. So
Yeah, don't let them, like, get you down, man. Like, you're doing what you
yeah,
can, and
I messaged Ness about it, and
yeah.
he was in Ness and G's because they were like they're questioning it and everything, and
Yeah.
they're just very wholesome.
Exactly, and
Like
you've got the right attitude. Like,
positivity.
think about the people who are on the S tier who are nice. Like, you already mentioned them earlier. Like, you
Yeah, I
can.
feel really bad about what happened, and I completely like regret it
Right, and I mean, like, these are the people who are mature, and you can ask them for their opinion. They're going to give you a reasonable, rational judgment. They're not going to, like, flame you. Like, those are the people you can listen to. Those are confirmed crew.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Cool. There was an additional allegation in there that you supposedly intentionally DC. I don't know if you want to respond to that.
I never intentionally DC'd. My internet's always been very bad.
Mhm.
I've always played around 200 ping to 300 ping a lot.
Yeah.
Well, right now my grandparents though, so it's my ping is better than it was. I
Yeah.
lived like uh like I used to live like where I had like really good internet. Now I live near the lake kind of.
Right.
It's one kind of like doxing myself, but I don't mind. I live like near the lake. It's like kind of like a cottage area. It's kind of more in the country area,
I've been
so
there
my
too,
internet
man.
is
I
not
grew
the
up
greatest.
in the countryside in a small town in Australia. Like, it was terrible internet. I remember playing on 28.8K modem, like half the speed of the regular modems. And I was trying to play Counter Strike. You play with like 400 ping, and you shoot someone, and they're like nowhere near. Like, they jump around, and it's like the worst experience. It would take overnight to
But
download a
yeah,
20 megabyte file was an unreasonable amount. It was a different time. So I know what it's like to play with
I
bad
bet.
internet.
Yeah. Back in Rocket League when I played, I had horrible ping as well. I had like 150 ping,
Yeah,
and it's just very difficult. And I used to get mad at my internet like so much because I used to like want to win, and I was like really
yeah,
good at that. Uh, I was like one of the higher ranks in that game. So
yeah. So I think, like, to respond to these allegations, I think the best thing is for the people alleging these accusations to have some empathy and assume good intent. Like, do you really think Aspect is the
yeah,
type of person to do those things? Like, judge his character based on his actions, and then really ask him his motivations, his values. Like, try to make a
I
holistic
didn't have
judgment.
any motivation into doing that. I still feel bad like right now. Like I felt bad like for like so long last night.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about it. Like I don't ever cheat in games. Like
right.
I don't know see the point in that.
Sure, and some
But
people
I
do
did that
cheat.
one thing. It was just a mistake. So
Right, I had someone DM me and sort of just unapologetically say that he doesn't care about other people. Like, why would we want that
oh,
type of
that's
person
just
in the
awful.
community?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, different mindsets, right? Like, that person to me just doesn't.
I probably have a perfect example of who gave that message in.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we shouldn't really witch hunt or discuss it live on stream, but like, the person knows who they are, and
And
they should just
I
resign.
even messaged an entire another server that if you lose respect from me, that's fine, but I'll just come back stronger
Right,
and
exactly.
win the tournament. Just prove to players to like hate on me and whatnot.
Awesome, man. Cool. Well, that pretty much like wraps my list of questions. Is there any sort of like final thoughts? Like, would you do an interview again? Did you enjoy your time here?
I enjoyed my time very well with you. Yeah, we'll 100% take another interview into consideration.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you for the tournament.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.